Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Burning Roar Podcast. I'm Jake Scarborough, joined by my co-hosts Fidel Fabian, Sal Zavala, and Matthew Stotts. How you guys doing today?
Pretty well.
Doing good,
Amazing.
Jacob Scarborough.
Okay, why you gotta say it like that, man? That just seems that was odd.
I'm,
I don't
uh,
like.
I'm
No,
happy to be back. I'm
I'm
happy to be back.
yeah, because you've been gone for a minute.
I
So is
have.
Sal. Me and Fabian have been
Yeah.
like the only two here. Well, nevertheless, we've got quite a bit to talk about. First things first, Formula One having well, every sport seemed to have its controversial weekend except IndyCar. But you have F1 in Australia. That was an oddball. Fabian, care to lead us off for that?
Yeah, already in lap one, we had Charles Leclerc going to the sand trap and already ending his race. So Ferrari fans were starting there very early morning or late evening. And then they put out the red flag for I think it was Alex Albon spinning into the wall, sending a bunch of sand across the racetrack, which some drivers thought were a bit confused on why the red flag was needed. And then once they went back racing, it was just some average Max Verstappen shenanigans. And then later on to the race, Russell blew up his engine. I think that caused a safety car, if not a virtual safety car. And then things started to get very hectic when I think it was Kevin Magnussen who slightly tapped the wall, caused his right rear tire to fly off, and not very known thing, but a piece of debris hit a fan, but that fan was ended up being okay. And they caused another red flag for that incident. Maybe like sure they want more time to clean up the debris that was spread across the racetrack. And then once we got back going, the Spanish Civil War happened again in turn one, which Carlos Sainz ended up turning Fernando Alonso, and the French Revolution happened with, I think, Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon wrecking each other out. So that was something. And then your reactions. And then under this, I throw another red flag. I guess Michael Massey decided to sneak into the FIA paddock and cause some kind of shenanigans. And every driver was confused on what we're going to do because it was either going to have the race ending on pit road, maybe a one lap shootout, or just doing a pace up around and calling it a day. And they went with that final decision, which in my mind was just end the race on pit road. I don't know why it was needed to complete that one lap. But out of a rating I would give that race would be a 6 out of 10. It was something.
Yeah. That was definitely a race that happened. I'm not even gonna lie. I had to watch highlights the next morning because during that first, no, when Russell blew up, that's when I knocked out and have no recollection of knocking out. But from what I saw, it definitely was something. Uh, yeah. I'd give it a same with Fabian, a 6 out of 10.
Well, I tell you, man, that was a race. A race of not garbage. A race of garbage. Uh, what was it? Yeah, you said Charles Leclerc, lap one, spun into the gravel. Is that what it was? And then got stuck. Then I took me a solid 50-minute nap. Woke up, saw Jorge Russell was out. Believe what was the engine you said? Blown
Yep.
engine. Tough love for him, man. Um, then I saw the ending. Obviously, I saw the Magnuson thing with the tire go kaboom after hit wall. Um, and then the Rex and the Spaniards, the Frenchies. I mean, just a whole bunch of chaos. I mean, from one red flag to another. Um, Gave me some time to sleep a little more. But then when obviously they called the race out, I was not a fan. I was not a fan at all. Um, I felt like they should have went by where you were on pit road, or after the red flag was thrown, whatever you want to call it, because people lost their spots. I mean, if you spun like Carlo or like Fernando Alonso did, like I believe Lance Stroll, or he drove it off into Mars or something. He was nowhere to be seen. For them to get their spots back and have guys like Nico Hulkenberg, who had a podium, which would have been, or no, a fourth place, which would have been a podium, get taken away from them. It's tough. So definitely a bad look for the FIA if you ask me. But overall race, I give it a solid 3 out of 10, but a 9 out of 10 for me for my naps.
I don't know how to follow that one up. Fabian and Stotch, you two give interesting analogies for how the race went. I don't know. I kind of slept through the start of that. Was keeping up with the news as the last part of it went on. I think I woke up when Magnussen kind of tossed it in a wall. But seems like the finish was pretty controversial. Not something you'd expect. Kind of ironic that Michael Massey's first weekend back just kind of hanging out with Formula One since, the what is it? I don't even know the term for it. The Abu Dhabi race that kind of split the fan base. Yeah, some crazy shit happens. But I do think the FIA made some terrible calls at the very end. Obviously, with the signs penalty, they didn't even try investigating Verstappen. The way they handled the whole race ending situation, that final restart as a whole, Alpine not getting points, it's just chaos. And, well, at least they're not the only motorsport right now with a lot of controversial stuff going on. But, we'll get into that here in a minute. But nevertheless, IndyCar had its race weekend at Texas, race 2 of their season, which honestly wasn't that bad. So Fabian, if you want to lead us off with that, as we got a guy joining us. I don't know what this guy wants.
Oh, nearly died. Excuse me.
He's joining us mid. He's joining us mid broadcast. I don't think he. Do you realize that we're in the middle of the broadcast, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So nevertheless, Fabian, you can lead us off with IndyCar at Texas.
Yeah, best IndyCar Texas race in like 5 years. That was amazing. I've never seen racing like that at Texas in a long, long time. Pato Ward at first, he had the car to beat. He nearly put the entire field a lap down just on pace, not even green flag pit stops. But nah, it was really good racing. Felix Rosenquist put up the yellow, which kind of bunched up the field, which made the race even crazier. But throughout the four-way battle between Pato, Joseph Newgarden, Alex Palou, and David Malukas, Joseph Newgarden was able to come up on top on a late race caution with Grosjean going straight into the wall. But overall, I gave that race like a solid 8.5 at that time. It was really good.
That was the greatest. I've keep in mind, I've only watched IndyCar, I want to say like the last 2 years. But that was the best race I had ever seen. And my boy Pato was absolutely cooking. And then he wasn't. And then it looked like they screwed themselves during that I want to say it was that second caution where they didn't come down to pit. And I thought they were done. I thought that was it. But everything else worked out great. I'm really, really upset we didn't get the actual like finish because I feel like that was shaping up to be an amazing finish. But it was great race. 9 out of 10. I can't wait for the next one.
Stotts.
Oh yeah, sorry, my fault. Sorry, I was doing some homework on the race. The race was very I guess for an IndyCar oval race, to me it didn't meet my standards. Sure, seeing Mr. Award lap nearly entire field, or
Like,
sir?
Oh no, Fabian's dad has interrupted.
Oh, I thought that was Sal. Anyways, um, yeah, Award nearly lapping the field was, I guess, kind of cool, but made me cry. We had some cautions. The Felix Rosenquist. I think that was when he going 3 wide. Kind of shows Texas is unfortunately never going to be the same. Um, and then the Ray Hall wreck, and then Newgarden with the I get was it 4 fresh tires over award. I really can't recall how the heck he lost the race, but he lost it, and Newgarden came out victorious. My guy, and yeah, I guess 6 out of 10. I don't know. I like I like them stacked. I like them, right with each other. Pause. That's just how I like it. Pause again.
You know what, Connor? That you're up next. You go.
Okay, so I'm like stopped. I didn't see a lot of this race. I think I joined. I think it was like 55 to go, I want to say, but that's kind of when they were all battling. It was Newgarden, Award, Pillow, Herta, and they were all battling for the lead. But in the end, to make it short and sweet, just like I predicted last week, the PPG car won the PPG race. Joseph Newgarden wins again at Texas. 9.12 out of 10.
The amount
What
of
was
bias coming out of your mouth.
That wasn't
The amount of
bias at all.
bias.
The PPG car won the PPG race.
You're saying that because you're a
Fact.
Newgarden. Oh, hold on. I'd like to call out Matthew for saying your guy when you mentioned Newgarden winning. Aren't you a Ray Hall fan?
Yeah, I know. Well, he wrecked. He wrecked.
I
Mhm.
wouldn't want to be a Real fan, to be honest.
Some bum on the outside don't know how to watch where a wreck happened in that, but that's okay. That's okay. I mean,
Anyways, I feel like I have to disagree with Stotts on the whole.
that's a bet.
Texas isn't going to be the same because
That's a
I
bet.
feel like this is the first time in a while we've seen Texas be what it used to be in some sense. Obviously, we're never going to see it be pack racing like it was in like 2016 when we had just the regular DW12. Yeah,
What?
I'm not the only one who saw that, right?
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. I get it, man. There was some passing. There was some passing there, here and there. But when you got this, I don't even know who he drive for. This 5 car. Was it? I don't know what McLaren. There
The
we go.
5 car.
It's
You mean the
Pedal Wood.
29? You mean DiFrancesco?
I'm talking about the damn leader, man. I'm talking about the dude.
What? He's not
Yo.
even on Andretti. He's on
Jake,
McLaren.
let him cook.
I
Just
said
let him
McLaren.
cook.
Who said Andretti? Fool! I said McLaren.
Okay, where's he trying to go with it?
Yeah. What are you
All
what are
I-
you implying?
I just don't feel like I saw enough of Texas, man. I didn't see enough of good Texas racing that
Well,
we've seen.
I feel like your definition of good Texas racing is back when we had the DW12 Aero kit back in like 2015-16.
Well, I'm talking about where Ray Hall went 3 wide, won that Texas race. I'm talking about that.
Yeah, that was with that body that we're never getting again.
Listen,
You
bro.
know why? Because we don't need to recreate Vegas, and Graham Rahal almost did that.
Listen, that's okay, man.
Okay, you know what? Nevertheless, I feel like this is as close as we're gonna get to that type of Texas racing. Personally, because it wasn't like the past 2 years where it's mostly single file. We saw multiple lanes work, and we saw people getting runs on higher lanes, which is cool to see. Maybe the PJ1 that NASCAR ruined the track with is starting to go away, at least enough for IndyCar to go there. But whoever the idiot was that decided we're gonna spray water on the track and hope it rips up the PJ1. Yeah, that was a terrific idea because that just made it worse for a year. But I don't know. Texas race wasn't as disappointing. Obviously, Pato put on a dominating performance and just didn't get in the end. I didn't get to watch like what happened throughout the entire race. I was just kind of looking at highlights and listening to it as it was going on. So,
Oh, bro,
What?
Road choke. That's the
Is that
highlight.
what happened?
Road choked.
Sal, can you confirm? As the
No,
Pato fan?
that's not what
can.
happened.
can.
He got they made a mistake, and that mistake ended up costing him.
Okay, so New Garden won. Blah blah blah. Something I'd like to point out is the Hoon guys are performing phenomenally so far, especially when one of them is literally a touring car driver, has never touched an open wheel car in his life, never raced an oval in his life. So Augustin, Callum, they've got a season ahead of them with that small team. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. But NASCAR, I have nothing to say about it because I didn't watch any of them. So Fabian, you let it rip for trucks.
Yeah, I didn't watch the truck race until the last overtime restart. It was average truck shenanigans where everyone's driving over their head, and I really feel bad for. I think it was Nick Sanchez was leading. He had the lead going to turn 1 and 2. He was side by side. I think it was Zane Smith or someone else. I don't remember. I think they were racing too aggressively, which caused one of them to go sideways, which Carson Hocevar was right behind them. Couldn't check up in time and ended up turning Nick Sanchez, both of Nick Sanchez, I think Zane Smith going to the wall into a very hard wreck and brought the final caution the last lap, and which caused Carson Hocevar to finally get his first truck win. And that I I can't give a score in the race. I didn't even watch most of it.
Yeah, during I mean it stinks seeing how if the trucks aren't at the same track as Cup Xfinity.
For those, if there are any that are listening to this on Spotify, we just witnessed Fabian's father walk behind
That was my
him.
brother.
Oh, that was your brother. Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
They look
My
so
bad.
alike.
I guess your dad's got strong genes.
Yeah.
Anywho, continue, Sal.
It's
Oh shoot.
oh man.
Literally crying. Oh my god.
That's okay, man. Let them.
Oh,
All right.
continue, Sal.
Hopefully, no more interruptions.
the way that Fox and even like it feels like this could have been an off week for trucks. Like the coverage on them, they didn't show practice, they didn't show qualifying. I'm sure about 75% of the fans had no idea there was a truck race this weekend. Like it stinks because I feel that race was pretty decent. The first part of it before the overtimes was actually pretty decent. Like shout out Nick Sanchez, he was putting on an absolute clinic. Um, leading, he led how many? I have it up here. 168 laps of the 172 that were ran.
What wrote it down?
And the scheduled distance of the race was like even shorter than that. So he led even more laps than the original scheduled race. So it stinks. Um, and I mean, there's really, on far as like the last lap controversy there is, I don't feel like that's Carson's fault. He literally going for the win. What did you want him to do? Check up and just be like, oh yeah, let me not hit this guy. Like it's racing, it's gonna happen. I give it a 7 out of 10. Just wish some of these overtime finishes didn't have to end in wrecks like that.
Yeah, I hear you, big fella. With the race, it was good, but I've just felt like there wasn't passing. I really I like you can get alongside someone, you can get beside them, but you couldn't really complete a pass without maybe I don't know moving them like air, dirty air, whatever it is. Um, Also, it looked like you couldn't touch the second lane. Like you couldn't go just a little bit higher than the second lane without killing the wall. Um, we saw with a couple guys. Taylor killed it. Taylor Gray. I think Tanner killed it, and then I saw. Ooh, was it Chris? I don't know. There were multiple trucks that killed the wall. I do feel for Nick Sanchez, bro. I feel for that man. That guy had that. He probably had it locked up, to be honest. Um, I do feel like though that Zane Smith was probably the faster truck there towards the end. Especially being able to hold Nick Sanchez on not just one, but I believe two restarts, including that last one before loosey goosey or whatever happened, where they spun, hit each other, wrecked, stuff like that. I'm not a big host of our guy, but I mean, get him how you can, to be honest. It wasn't his fault whatsoever. You know, Sanchez had a weird moment with the truck. I've never seen a truck spin like that after making contact like that. That's just so weird to me. Usually they're able to keep it going. But race was something. I give it a 6 out of 10. Just I don't think it could really pass as much as what they tried to make it out. Am I tripping?
Nah.
No,
No, maybe.
Bro, fuck I do.
no,
No,
I think he's right as far as like the trucks and passing. Because honestly, I feel the only two trucks that could make passes were the two trucks that were battling for the lead. Because before one of the late cautions, before getting into all these overtimes, they were having like a hell of a battle, and
Great.
they were the only two that seemed to be able to make either the bottom or the like one in between going too far up. And I don't know, but I mean he has a point there. I don't know what it is with the truck, but they couldn't do any passes. Obviously they're different cars, but they couldn't do passing the way IndyCar was doing it the next day.
I felt like they need to go back to Rich. I don't know why. Didn't they go to Richmond in the spring like a year or two ago or something like that? Didn't
Yeah.
they do? I don't know why they changed that and put this boo boo track in here. That's besides the point, I guess.
Okay, well, I watched this whole race, but I kind of forget I watched this whole race because I don't really remember much from it.
Understandable.
Nick Sanchez obviously dominant. Like the way he was able to drive it down to the corners and just pull away from people on like restarts and stuff was ridiculous. He was clearly the fastest truck. Uh, Dean Thompson. Dean Thompson ran very well this weekend up until he wrecked and got plowed. But thankfully, he has cleared the race this weekend. But other than that, yeah, Sanchez was leading, and then he got intimidated and ended up hitting the grass and spinning back up in front of everybody. But good job, Carson Hocevar. I give the race a 5.598 out of 10.
Why are you like this? Why are you
I
like this?
respect.
No.
He puts
No.
great detail
Yeah,
into this. I like it.
great
You got to make
detail.
sure. You got to make sure they know.
Bro's like
Exactly.
looking at the race with a microscope. That's how he watches it. Okay, so moving forward, obviously the top two series, the Xfinity and Cup series, were both in Richmond, as you guys mentioned. So with that being said, we saw first-time winner Chandler Smith. Should have seen that one coming at some point after what happened in Vegas. But nevertheless, Fabian, your go.
I didn't even watch a millisecond
Okay,
of the
then
Xfinity
shut
Series
up.
race.
Stotts, your go. Or no, it's
You
Sal.
skipped
Never mind. I
Sal.
skipped Sal. My bad. My bad.
I didn't see
um I watched bits and pieces. I was at work while this was going on. But I mean it happened, yeah.
Did like none of us watch this race? Okay, so this Connor, did you watch it kinda?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, well,
Sure.
Stotson, you're gonna be like the only person that has like 100% opinion.
Oh, I got you, gang.
Oh no! Oh no!
Let me tell you, the race was great. But that the last what was it 10? Oh well, we had cautions because people don't know how to drive, but the race was good. Who was it with that long run car? Darn, Chandler Smith obviously looked really good throughout the race. Um, trying to think, was it Josh Berry there? I think it might have been. It was Berry. Josh Berry probably had the best long run car throughout the entire race. Obviously, with the cautions coming out, near the end, it kind of put him out of contention. Um, Joe Gibbs with their strategies, man, bozos. I don't know how you, I don't know how you could try and stay out after the competition caution and expect or not expect to get lapped. I mean, you screwed one of your drivers out of that. I mean, he stayed a lap down. I mean, Sammy Smith stayed a lap down for the entire race until the last caution, which ultimately just killed his chances of even having a shot. And he was pretty fast. There were points where they showed him passing the fifth place car during the long run, so he had a top five car. But with how Joe Gibbs played out their strategy, it really killed any chance for Sammy Smith. Really great racing at the end though with Chandler Smith, John Hunter. Kept it clean, which is the most important part. As a fan, of the man, Mr. Nemechek, I was not wanting any more controversy. So to see that play out to be a clean finish and no, excuse my French, no bullshit. Is honestly, it's good. It's good. It's I guess it's what the sport, or at least the Xfinity series needs. From how last season looked with Ty Gibbs. Um, Great race. So definitely better than the truck race by 8 miles. 10 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Connor,
Wait,
you gotta
um,
go.
Yeah, bro. Come
all
on, bro.
right. So when I said I kind of watched this race, by kind of watching, I mean I listened to it via MRN the whole time. So I didn't actually see what was going on. I was just listening. But so the only thing I have to say is two picks right this weekend: Joseph Newgarden and Chandler Smith. I said he would win eventually if I just kept picking him, and it happened. So I'm happy.
So you're gonna pick them regardless, like every race?
Yeah, I might.
Well, I mean, he
Smart, smart,
well, he
smart.
can't pick him this weekend. Well, Cup race, Richmond. I'm just gonna point this out. I made a very odd call last week on my prediction where I said Josh Berry would win. Now explain to me how I make that pick, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. Why not? He's probably gonna finish like 20th, and the dude manages to finish second. What do you have to say, Connie? What do you have to say about that?
Jake, these are picks to win, not picks to finish.
I'm not
second.
saying. I'm saying, how did he get close? I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting him to be in contention for the win.
I did say this. 4 letters. Luck.
Anyways,
That's those luck bucks.
anyways, Fabian.
Yes. I really didn't pay attention to this race. After the IndyCar race, like, all right, that's my fill of racing. I did watch it, but there was just not a lot of action going on. I even stepped away to do dishes. I rarely do that.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Pretty good.
there was some action with lap cars, and I think Truex had not some very pleasurable words with his spotter at the end of the race.
Crew
But
chief.
crew chief. But overall, it was an average Richmond race. I feel like Richmond time and time again will show that it's more of a driver's track than a very exciting fan favorite track. But yeah, I give it a solid 7 out of 10.
With the amount of criticism, and I'm sure we'll go into that here in a bit, but with all the criticism NASCAR has been getting, and let's face it, most of it has been negative lately. I want to give them positive with this short track package. because that was one of the better Richmond races I can remember watching in I don't know how long. And Denny, I think, probably should have won that race had he not sped. I think Bell had a good chance at that. Byron had a good chance at it. Then he got Belled, and Belled said he got Chastained, which didn't happen.
He later said that wasn't the case.
Yeah. But let me get you here to my highlight point. Seeing the 9 car in front again after Chase has been injured for, I don't know, it feels like forever now. And when I tell you I got excited, so I felt that last run, I'm not going to lie, I fell asleep for like 20 laps. I woke up to a spinning car and a caution, and I see Josh Berry is in second. And it's like I never fell asleep. I get up, I'm looking at Sam, I'm hyped, I'm off the couch again. He comes out in second after pit. I'm like, oh my God, that boy Josh Berry, the second coming of Jesus. He is our redneck Jesus. Dale Earnhardt Jr. handpicked him, put him in this spot for a reason. And then whoever, I don't even know who the crew chief is right now because Alan's out. But that little speech they gave him before that restart, oh man, that got me jumping all around. Then eventually he got outdueled by Larson, which wasn't really a duel, but that's beside the point. Um, he's doing great. Keep him in the 9 forever. Chase is washed. Just let this guy cook.
This is the guy that has
Really?
a Chase Elliott championship
Yeah.
flag on his wall.
Let him retire. He's already top 50 in the sport.
What?
Let's let him go.
Whoa!
And in all seriousness, though, I think with this, if how far is Martinsville away?
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
No, one week. After this race is Martinsville. After Bristol, there's Martinsville.
Back to back short tracks. That's disturbing.
It did say it was a short track swing.
He is still in that car come Martinsville, he will be an actual contender for this win. And y'all laugh now, but when he wins, you are going to come back to me apologizing, and I will greatly accept that apology. Don't worry. Mr.
Cool.
Stotts, you can go now.
That's good to hear, man. I don't plan to apologize anytime soon.
Um,
let me just keep it real, bro. You know, I've seen a lot of Mickey Mouses in my life. You know, I've seen a lot
yes,
I like-
go.
and then the Mickey Mouse I look at the most is the big man in second. Cool, bro. Second place because of the strap. Congratulations, bro. Congrats, man. That's not a win though. Yeah, you ain't getting no trophy. I don't know what you happy about. Got no trophy. Okay.
I mean, hold on. Where was Chase Briscoe?
He was worrying about himself, sir. Okay.
Good point. He's worrying about himself.
Let me tell you, Stuart Haas is turning it around. This short track swing is going to play into their favor.
Sure.
This will play into their favor. It will.
Sure.
Let me tell you right now.
Sure.
Listen, old man Almirola, he's going to get it together. Ryan Preece, whenever he decides to finish races the way he should, he'll be up there. They all top 15, and then for some reason 2 of them died, but that's their fault. Let me tell you, Stuart Haas is on the rise. Y'all look at me funny right now, like I look at Sal when he's talking about Josh Berry. Okay, bro, that's fine. Okay. Denny Hamlin, let me get to him. Brother, you want to talk about some respect? Don't be wrecking someone who runs 35th every damn race. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Or you leave JJ Ailey out of this.
I mean, listen, bro. Listen, JJ Ailey just trying to finish the damn race. Okay, he in a Rick Ware car, bro. He ain't running for no wins, let alone he probably not even finishing half the laps. He just driving. And for him to I felt like it was very for Denny to try and say, well, it's clearly on purpose. Let's be honest. I mean, he's just trying not to be goofy from what he said at Phoenix, or what he said about Phoenix. Obviously, it was on purpose. Blood hit him. I mean, he got squeezed, and then 3 seconds later, we got the other dude in front of him spinning because of it. So, also, he probably should have won the race, but don't be sped and you won't speed. I mean, it's pretty obvious. That's just this dude is. If I could wager how many times this man speeds on pit road, I'll be multi-millionaire, bro. This is his thing. I don't know what. I don't know if he does this on the highway or what, but he got a lead foot for some reason. I don't understand it, and it cost him and it cost the team. Martin Truex and James Small's. Listen, man, I think James Small's Australian, right? I don't want to be messing with that guy. I don't want to mess.
He's got an accent. I don't know what he is.
I think he is Australian.
I don't mess with no Australians. I've seen them kangaroos. I don't mess with Australians. Bro. So,
hey, to be fair, Truex has every reason to be pissed off. That was he got screwed. How are you not gonna tell your driver we put you on scuff tires?
Listen,
how are you not gonna say that to your driver?
Listen, he's probably trying to protect himself. Listen, Martin Truex can be mad. I get it.
You say you don't want to mess with Australians. I wouldn't want to mess with someone like Truex. That dude's probably got a gun with everyone's name on it.
Well, I'm not surprised because he went through a rough patch in the offseason, so I wouldn't be surprised. So, he's got a lot going on for him right now. Who else? Oh, man. Christopher Bell, man. Talk about not having eyes. I don't care.
Yeah,
Are you just ripping into Joe Gibbs?
Joe Gibbs, man. I'm spitting crap. Joe, what's his face? Christopher Bell. Listen, I know we like to play cards, but man, you saying, come on, brother. The wrecking ball, you're right, but not this way. Ross Chastain did nothing wrong. Christopher Bell just trying to find some excuse. I don't know if his little digital rear view mirror was cracked or something, but I don't know what he's calling that made him say that. Big ups to Justin Marks for what he said on MRN or whatever the hell he showed up on, defending his mans. Preach, brother.
I don't think there's a way you can defend Chastain in general, though.
I would defend him this time. Who else sucked? Anyone suck?
You. Anyways, Connor. no, finish that.
Oh, no, 8 out of 10 race. 8 out of 10 race. Good race. 8 out of 10 race. It was great.
Okay, Connor.
That was quite possibly the most beautiful speech I've ever heard in my life. It basically summed up all my feelings, but
2024.
So basically, with 30 to go, it seemed like Martin Truex was going to win this race. I think I could safely say that until Tyler Reddick spun. Unfortunate. That's also how Josh Berry, because for some reason he stayed out a really long time and got the luck of the draw. And so they had the restart. Byron got wrecked by Christopher Bell. They had another restart. Larson, obviously, he was going to pull away from Josh Berry. Josh Berry's got nothing for him. He had absolutely nothing. So, congrats to Kyle Larson, though. I like Kyle Larson. So, first win of the season for him. And I'll give this race a 6.368.
I like that. Respect to you, my brother.
Okay. You know what? I've heard enough. Anyways.
I got a quick question.
What?
Are we going to also address the Hendrick thing?
Yes. That is actually what is going to be our next topic. Obviously, we mentioned last week that Hendrick's penalties following or going into Phoenix's weekend were lifted. At least the points penalties were. So the question was, okay, Justin Haley, he had one situation. Because obviously there's two of these parts. One of them was wrong or whatever. Colleague's the one that came out with a statement before Hendrick on the reasoning. And Colleague's penalty just got, docked a little bit. It moved from a 100-point penalty to 75, which a lot of people are pissed off about. And then following Richmond, it was just announced that Hendrick's receiving penalties for the 24 and 48. So the question arises, what is Hendrick doing? Why are they doing so much stuff that's illegal this season? And on top of that, why is a team that had 8 illegal eight illegal parts able to lift their penalty over a team that had 1 of 4 parts illegal? How does that make sense?
Justin Haley. It's Justin Haley.
But that has nothing to do with it.
It could.
How?
Realistically, it could if we're playing Hendrick bias.
NASCAR tried to. Bob Pockris went out on Twitter and said that the panel basically is only able to adjust penalties rather than remove them. When they literally removed the Hendrick penalty.
No, they just like came out with that rule. Like NASCAR.
So they just made the rule on the spot.
NASCAR was so mad at the outcome of it because obviously they didn't agree with the appeal panel. So after today's appeals, because Denny's appeal was today, right?
Yeah.
After today's appeal, actually, according to Denny, during his appeal, they went in there and changed the rule to where now they cannot do that.
Well, what can they not do? I'm sorry, I'm a little
They
lost.
can't drop the penalty, essentially. They can only adjust it.
They can adjust it to like whatever the severity of the penalty of the penalty that they do decide.
Man, I wish I was Hendrick.
Oh yeah, Hendrick's done a lot in his
fun to be here.
Yeah.
Anyways, colleagues going back and they're trying to go through a second appeal process through this because they don't understand how the hell, they're still getting docked for this. And it makes you wonder, okay, if you're seeing 8 out of these 8 parts for Hendrick were illegal, then that obviously looks like they were illegally tampering with it. When you look over at Colleague and see 1 of these 4 parts were wrong, then it makes you wonder, maybe it was a manufacturing issue, considering the part was the same on 3 other parts of the car. Or, well, AJ's car and then 1 other part of Haley's. So, really makes you wonder what's going on. But, Fabian, what's your whole play on it?
Yeah, I question what they're doing. I think they're just blindfolding. They're covering their eyes and just have a dartboard and just shooting out what they think is legal and not legal. Right now, I have no clue, no words, no estimations. I can't say anything.
Hold up. Yes.
So what the hell are you doing?
I'm a great.
You can't even see him. His name's blocking his face.
You want to explain what's going on here?
Brother, I'm agreeing. What's going on? I'm shaking my head.
Your hat or hats.
Sure, it looks like you're wearing like one of those detective hats from like the old school movies where it's got like the lid on both ends.
Listen, brother, I gotta do something, man. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and pick my nose. I mean, I gotta find something.
You gonna play with toilet paper again?
No, I'm not in my bathroom today, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
We in the bedroom.
All right. Well, Fabian, continue before I lose my mind.
Yeah, as I was saying, I have that's very distracting. I have no clue what is happening in these court hearings or at NASCAR, these penalties or anything. I just say it's teams just trying to bend the rules a bit, and they keep on getting caught red-handed. And who knows? Maybe it is depending on how valuable your team is. You'll get a better end of the stick than a team that's just been in the sport for like the last 3 to 4 years. That's all I got.
You're damn right. You're damn right. I'll tell you that for sure. It has to be. Also, let's not forget about the R&D center with who was it? Byron and Bowman.
That was part of it because they just announced that today, didn't they?
Damn it! Give me the other 2 cars. I want to check them. I want to check them. I want to check the winner in second place, Mickey Mouse man. I want to check him. I want to check both. This is out of hand. I think this is so crazy that Hendrick has done what they've done, let alone the appeals panel has done. I don't know what type of cha-ching they making, but man, Hendrick doing some great payouts right now. Whether it's to the sloppy toppy or the greens, I don't know what it is, but it's this is not this is Hendrick. Hendrick is so known for this. I mean, if this was probably any other team, I'm talking Joe Gibbs, I'm talking SHR, I'm talking Team fucking Penske. They probably uphold everything. They probably uphold everything. Everything stays the same. Nothing's gonna happen. But now when you got big old Rick Hendrick running, it's different. And this is I love Hendrick drivers. I know I love some of the Hendrick drivers. Big up to Bowman, Byron. Those two good guys. But it doesn't make sense. I mean, how many parts did you say? All 8 or something like that?
Yeah, all
Or-
after or going into Phoenix, that's when they discovered that all 8 of the Lovers or whatever it is or whatever it's called, all
Yeah.
8 of them across the 4 cars were illegal. 2 per car, 8 total illegal.
They all of them illegal, and we going reduce the penalty a bit.
Yeah, but you look at Colleague, and 1 of 4 of theirs was illegal.
Like what's going on here, man? Like bro, like if anything, Mr. Hendrick should pull the cash out his pocket and pay for the colleague fine because we know what you're doing, Hendrick. We know what you're
I
doing.
I don't think it matters about the fine at this point because obviously Hendrick still has to pay like the fine, and they still have the crew chief suspended. But Colleague's got to deal with the point deduction. Because Justin Haley just pulled himself out of the negatives out of Richmond, and now
He's back in it.
He's like barely in it still. Like what? Like how
And
is this still a thing?
and how 100-point penalty, right? They had a 100-point penalty from that stuff, right? I believe it was 100. So, and I think Roush got or RFK last year. I don't know if it was like the same situation or I don't know what there was for, but
It was the same thing.
oh, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Well, the
That's
thing
why.
with the thing with RFK was they were buying parts through a manufacturer that NASCAR wasn't permitted.
No, there's
Wasn't
no, what happened with them was it was early in the season, and remember a bunch of the teams were complaining how they didn't have, like, they were short on some
Parts.
of the parts.
Yeah.
So what had happened is someone from RFK they damaged something, or they realized something wasn't like ready for that week. And from what I've heard, the person from RFK reached out to NASCAR, was like, hey, we don't have parts. We need to modify this part so it's good to go for this weekend. And they had at first received approval from NASCAR saying, yes, do it because y'all need it for the car. But then whenever NASCAR actually found it, they were like, what the heck is this? Why did y'all do it like this? And that's what caused the penalty.
That's wild. That's so wild to me. Anyways,
Um
who was calling me, bro? Oh, oh my gosh, I apologize. That was wow. Yeah. I guess we shouldn't be surprised that Hendrick got the better end of the stick here. I feel for colleague though. So such a small team. Such a small team.
Yeah, I think Connor's just gonna sit over here hating on them the entire time.
Is there an issue, Mr. Passman? Please speak.
I'm literally just sitting here. I'm waiting for you to finish. You've been
No,
talking
no,
for
you don't hate on Colleague.
yeah.
You hate on Justin Haley. That's what it is.
I'm not going to confirm nor deny that.
Go ahead, Mister.
Are you done?
I'm waiting.
All right. So yeah, I don't have really much to say. I'm kind of with Fennell. I have no idea what is actually happening here, and so basically, to refrain from speaking about my Hendrick bias, I'm just going to leave you with 1776. We are the champs.
Shout out America.
Okay. Connor just decided I'm gonna bring out the 2020 Clint Boyer Barstool car, where it says back-to-back World War winners all over it.
Good car.
Yeah,
Nice
that is
looking
a good car. I have 4 of the diecast for whatever reason.
That's
I hit
unnecessary, but yeah.
Wait,
Maybe
what's
I'll-
that? Maybe. Anywho, before we get into predictions, there's one more thing to talk about. And that was yesterday, NASCAR holds, I guess, like a monthly or weekly meeting with all the teams or team representatives. None of the teams attended the meeting. Apparently, a few of them were like, we're going to sit this one out or reschedule it, whatever. NASCAR refused to do so, and no one showed up. So I'm not really aware of what's going on. I feel like Sal's gonna have like the little inside scoop because he's the one that's diving into Twitter all the time, reading all this stuff. So Sal, if you have a little bit more of the information regarding that.
I can pull it up. I know I was reading on it yesterday.
I think it was like something with the
Uh,
financial structure.
yes, and as far as like them wanting to reschedule, I don't think so. Um, okay, so yeah. So now they have the meeting. They do weekly. It doesn't say how often they do it. They just said regularly scheduled. So they had a meeting. The entire everyone that's a team owner that attends this meeting decided to boycott it. Um, they are not agreeing with NASCAR. They're for them to do this, they must be pretty far apart on it, which is kind of scary because without team owners, you have no NASCAR, you have no product that you've had for 75 years now. And um but
We're about to witness the cart split, but NASCAR.
yeah. So what the team owners want is for Jim France and Lisa France to actually be there negotiating with them. I guess they haven't been there, they don't show up, or whatever the case may be. They want, and obviously these are the big bosses here that you want in these kinds of meetings because I mean this is important stuff right here. But yeah, that's really all I got on it.
Scots, are you being abducted?
Abducted?
Sorry, I was fixing something.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure if any of you guys really have anything to touch on that. As I just said, I feel like this could be an early stage of some like cart split, but
They'll
NASCAR.
handle it. They're big.
Oh yeah.
They're big grown adults. They'll sell us like.
So what were you saying? Those were kids that did the IndyCar split?
Maybe.
That's weird.
Shut up.
E-Step says something on, I believe, on his channel. I know Eric E-Step. I think he says something along the lines of could have what happened. Well, when was this meeting supposed to be? Yesterday, you said?
Yep.
I
Yesterday.
think so, yeah.
When were the Hendrick penalties announced?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
No, last week.
No, the new ones. Those were announced last night, weren't they?
No, today.
Oh,
Those
was
were
it
announced
today?
today.
Okay.
Yeah, those were announced today
Awesome.
after the Hamlin appeal.
Do you think possibly because of what I mean? I saw this from E-Step. I don't know if you want to count him reliable or what you want to call it, but he said he thinks it possibly could have like something to do with like the what's it called, Hendrick thing or whatever from last week. I don't think that's true. I just thought I'd bring it up. He could be smoking here.
I have heard people say like a bunch of the teams were upset about like Hendrick's penalty being docked, and people saying like it's NASCAR being biased to Hendrick. But when one of the names that was dropped was Jeff Gordon representing Hendrick Motorsports was a part of the group that
The
boycotted.
boycott.
Yeah,
He didn't attend the meeting either.
yeah, he was a part of that boycott. So it's obviously nothing like that. I don't know if that's what Eric said, but I have seen people kind of saying like that was a part of the whole Hendrick thing, and
I know.
that's what they're getting.
I know
at.
when the first wave of tweets came out about this, because I think like the first couple people I saw, tweet about it was Adam Stern and then Jenna Fryer as well. They both kind of came out and they just said like, oh, these team owners are boycotting this meeting. They didn't give any like inside information on it. So that's what a ton of people jumped to, just because I mean, I wouldn't have been shocked if that was a reason, honestly. But then Jenna Fryer, because I didn't see Adam tweet anything after that about the situation. Jenna actually said, yeah, so here's what it is, and kind of breaks it down, and it was about just it had like financial type of deal stuff involved in it.
I hear you.
Do any of you guys have anything else to shit on?
Nope.
Connor's
Your Red
probably. Wait, what?
Your Red Sox won, Connor.
They did.
Oh,
Thank you for the shout out.
Jesus. Anyways, to wrap things up, we have Bristol Dirt this weekend for the Cup and Truck Series. Tyler told me to put in his picks for the episode. That being Chase Briscoe for the Cup race and Raja Karuth for the Truck race. So, I don't know. What do you guys think, Fabian?
I'm going to go, since Logano is stepping in for the trucks, I think he's going to win that. And for Cup, I think Larson goes back to back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I had a brain fart when he said back to back, and I was like, wait, does he mean at Bristol Dirt? I was about to like.
Last week?
I know, but I was like, wait,
Weekend.
what? Anyways.
Give me Carson Hocevar to go
Oh.
back to back.
Mm.
In weeks, Jake, not at Bristol Dirt, just in case you got confused with that. And then give me right here. Gonna get another one to hang right next to it that says win numero dos. And Daniel Suarez is gonna win the Bristol Dirt race.
Bro scared me. I thought he was taking Josh Berry. What's it called? I'm taking a sweep here. I'm going clean sweep with this weekend. I've got Chase Briscoe and that 22 truck, and I got him for the Cup race. Suck my balls. I don't care. He should have won it last year. He's gonna win it this year. It's a sweep for Mr. Briscoe to lock himself into the Cup playoffs.
Okay.
That pick's gonna go so hard whenever Briscoe runs 26th all race.
Oh, shut up. Your driver broke his leg.
Let's go skiing, guys.
I also
All right.
just realized I've had my sock on inside out this whole day, and
What?
that's embarrassing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Order in the court here. Okay. Anyway, for trucks, it's going to be the 51 HendrickCars.com Chevy
There's-
Silverado of William Byron.
The
And
biasness.
for Cup, hear me out here. Ricky Stenhouse.
You know what? That's a good one.
That's a
That's a
good
good one.
pick.
That's a valid one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I look at the truck entry list right now, and I think it's a complete and utter abomination that Buddy Kofoid is not racing this year.
Such-
I feel like if he were in it, he would have been like the automatic shot to win. I'll go out on a limb on this one. I'm gonna
Jonathan?
say, hate me all you want. The person that grew up with the nickname the Dirt Princess is gonna win.
Oh, hell no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to out.
The driver that grew up with the nickname the Dirt Princess, Haley Deegan's gonna win. She's gonna get
I've
it.
had enough of this.
No, you have not. You have not. I don't know. That's my cold take. It's only a matter of time. You want me to make a cold take again for Cup? You want me to? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, sir, Jonathan Davenport. He is my boy in late models. He's winning the Cup race. I don't care what anyone says.
Calling bias.
No, it has nothing to do. It has to do with Jonathan Davenport
Calling
bias.
bias.
I'm a fan of him in late models. It's an absolute travesty. He's not in the World of Outlaws game.
I don't hate the Jonathan Davenport. I think it's a good pick.
I'm
honestly.
going with 2 dirt ringers.
Oh, bring it back.
What do you mean, bring it back?
Let's pump the brakes.
Actually, no. Keep it. Just,
Wait, do you not realize Hailie Deegan's career started on dirt?
I know.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going with 2 dirt ringers.
Well, one's gonna be shit.
Then it's probably going to be Jonathan.
Mister. I think Chase Briscoe sweeps the weekend.
Aren't you you know what's going to be funny? You know what's going to be funny when Chase Briscoe does the same thing he did last year. I'm going to laugh at Stotts. Going to be gutted for Chase Briscoe. Going to laugh at Stotts.
Let me get on this Sal's case real quick. I know Blood is not talking. You like a dude who's not even racing, and you had no Blood who was driving in Richmond. You woke up to a miracle. It's like up on Christmas morning. You got your Dan. You got the biggest wish you wanted, or the biggest gift you wanted.
Pretty accurate, honestly.
Dan and Daniel Suarez, no, your brother. No disrespect. Blood genes. I get it. He's in your blood. But like, let's be real. Hasta la vista. I mean, no, just no. Like, it's not gonna happen.
He's done good the last 2. Why would I not pick him?
He's a Mickey Mouse man as well. I'm sorry. He's a Mickey Mouse man. I'm sorry.
Oh,
you know, I'm looking at the betting odds right now for this weekend, and I think it's no. I don't understand why JJ Haley's so far down on this when he's a Triple Crown.
Get out of please
get out.
Bristol Dirt is kind of an equalizer track, though.
It's not really.
It kind of is.
He's in a Rick Ware car though.
Still, I don't know. I feel like if it's one of those scenarios where the driver can make something out of it.
I'll tell you who I'm sleeping on. I got my eye on for that race for the what's it called, the Cup race, man. I've got my eye on Christopher Bell. Obviously, I know he's a dirt ringer himself.
Bro's literally sitting like 7th. No, he is 3rd. He is 3rd when it comes to betting odds.
Well, damn. I mean, listen. I mean, a little high, but that's okay.
You know who is a sleeper for that?
Who?
Another dirt ringer, Justin Haley.
I was about to say Justin Haley.
He's also
does
a dirt
lot
ringer.
of late models, so I mean he.
Like, I'm looking at this. We've got a lot of dirt guys in the field for Cup. We've got JJ Haley. We've got who else? Justin Haley, obviously. Jonathan Davenport, Austin Dillon. I think Harvick's made some like dirt starts. Truex is good on dirt. Suarez has shown he's good there in the Cup Series. Stenhouse is obviously a dirt guy. Blaney is the son of literally one of the like top 10 best in USAC history. Chase Briscoe, good on dirt, obviously. Byron's shown he's good on dirt. Logano's shown he's good on dirt for no reason. Bell's obviously a dirt guy. Reddick's obviously a dirt guy, and the person with the best odds to win the race decided I'm going to go tear up the dirt scene after saying the no-no word. So, Kyle Larson.
I think Larson's a little. I think he's a little overhyped for this race. I don't think he's really gonna. I'm being honest. I
agree with Stotts.
I feel like I do feel like he's overhyped going into the dirt race each year. Well, no, I feel like he is, but you can't take away his stats and how he's run each year in that race. It's just one that slipped away.
I think this.
He wasn't a factor in the first year they did it.
Wasn't that the one that he got wrecked by Bell?
Yeah, he wasn't a factor. Last year I didn't even race because I didn't even hear anything about him.
I think he kind of just hung out in like top 10.
This I feel this is going to be another one of your. There's going to be maybe 3 to 4 guys that can pretty much solidify themselves in the top 4. You can, and then I think 5th on back is just it's ping pong. I mean,
I feel like it's going to be a shit show for every position. I feel like it's going to look like the truck race.
You're definitely right. I can agree with that. It's going to be horrible. Goodness gracious, it's on Easter as well. I'm wasting my day.
Happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah, happy Easter, man, for all the people out there that support it or whatever they do, play with the Easter bunny.
Aren't you someone? You know what? Before I say anything insensitive,
I support Easter.
I
don't know.
Okay. Is there anything else that needs to be discussed?
Go sub me on YouTube, spin and win.
You're an idiot.
Anyways,
That's terrible. That's terrible.
anyways, thank you all for tuning into the Burning River Podcast. I'm Jake Scarborough, joined by Fidel Fabian, Sal Zavala, Connor Passman, and Matthew Stotts. So, with that being said, we'll see you guys next week with our recap of the Bristol Dirt Race, any news that has come up, and predictions going into Martinsville. So, nevertheless, we'll see you then. Goodbye.